Good morning, guys and gals. So, today is the day that I will be starting a project that I should have started a long time ago. It's a 5.3 build, 5.3 LS build, getting mated together with a Turbo 350 with a trans brake and going into a Camaro with a turbo. So it's going to be fun. It's for Braden. Yeah, I know he's waiting. So now it's go time. I got the 5.3 sitting here. I have a 5.3 that came out of my pickup truck. It was out of my 2007 new style, and I pulled it out of there to swap in for a different engine. And I have this short block sitting here. It was burning oil, but it was burning oil only through the valve seals, the valve guide seals. So the piston and stuff, you can tell it's been burning some oil. But from what I can see right now, the cylinders look good. So I'm going to do a teardown on this thing today, and just get a baseline of parts, what I'm going to need for this thing. And it's going to be a stock bottom end 5.3 type build. Basically a freshened up 5.3 as it would be from the factory. Maybe a different set of heads for more compression, just like the older style 5.3 head, not the 799 style. We'll see how that plays out when we get to that point. But yeah, and then we're gonna have a nice size camshaft in there, valve train upgrade, and it should be sweet. Like it's not gonna be crazy big cubic inches, obviously, because we're not changing that. But it's gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I don't know what its limit is gonna be. It's an aluminum block, so he's gonna save some weight off the nose of his car. So pretty happy about that. He did actually originally have a 5.3 that was cast iron that he brought me, but there was some stuff about that block I didn't like. Mainly the fact that it was missing a cam bearing already, I guess when the cam was removed. That tells me it probably spun the cam bearing and probably opened up the cam tunnel hole in the block. So I really don't want to use that. Yeah, show you the block here real quick, how it stands. This is where we're at. She's dirty, needs to be cleaned up. As you can tell, she was burning some oil. But we're gonna do a teardown on here now. We'll get this thing cleaned up and see what kind of parts we need to get coming for it. And we'll go from there, I guess. And don't mind the mess in the garage. It is bonkers in here lately. But there we got the Turbo 350. Got his converter hanging out back there. So yeah, should be fun. So we got the short block stripped right down. A couple things right off the bat to note. Rod bearings looked awesome. Number one had a little bit of scoring in there, but I mean the rest of them, like minimal, guys. Like these things are looking good. I'm not gonna reuse them. Okay, I'm just saying they look good for how many miles are on this thing. It's got 220,000 kilometers on it, but the main bearings, they're not quite as good. Those grooves in there, they're a little bit deeper on the main side, but the crank itself is looking pretty good, although it will need a polish. So, yeah, this one here is probably the worst one on the rod side, but it's on the non-thrust side. But yeah, it's going to need a polish at a minimum, okay? So it's going to go to the shop for sure to get polished up. The block, I haven't looked over the block a whole lot yet, but it doesn't look terrible at this point in time. The worst one I've seen at a quick glance here is probably number 8. There is some lines here where the piston was probably sitting for a while. I cannot feel it, but you can see it. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna grab my dingleberry hone. Yeah, I know, don't even comment, I get it. I'm gonna grab it. I got a couple different ones. I'm gonna use my old used one to just kind of break the glaze, and then I'm just gonna see what it looks like. And if it looks pretty good, I'm gonna clean them up, and I'm gonna use my good hone, and I'm probably gonna send it. We'll see. All right, so I just hit this with the dingleberry hone real quick, just to see how this cylinder was going to end up looking. And it's still a little bit dirty, I guess, but it's looking pretty good. They actually all look pretty decent, I have to say. Mind you, a dingleberry hone, as I'm sure all of you are aware, can definitely hide imperfections in bores because it flexes to the bore and it doesn't make the bore true, right? So yes, I am aware. I'm going to grab my dial bore gauge and I'm going to check for out of round in a bunch of different spots, and we'll see what that looks like. We'll go from there. Okay. So I checked the taper and I checked the out of round. I didn't check it with torque plates because I don't have any, and I also didn't check it with bolting the cylinder heads down because I don't have the bolts for it yet. But as it sits, the numbers are not great. I don't know if I even want to talk about them, so maybe we'll leave it at that. So I'm gonna reach out to the owner and just get his take, see what he wants to do, and then when I get bolts too, I can double check it with cylinder heads torqued down and just do it from the bottom and see what it looks like there as well, because I know it will, well, it'll either get better or worse when you bolt down the heads, so hard to say for sure. Now the numbers that I got, I don't think are enough to really hurt performance, but I do think that it might have a little bit more oil consumption like this. So I think he's gonna say, let's just send it and let's have some fun with it and get the car set up for an LS turbo deal and run this thing through a season and then probably upgrade it after that, I'm guessing is what he's gonna say. So yeah, we'll go from there. But I think for now, we got a teardown done. Now I got a lot of cleaning to do and stuff, and that's just boring. So yeah, we'll leave it off there. Thanks a lot for checking out another one. Stay tuned for another.